Sideline of goal. Lakewood's doing it. They're gonna take. He's gonna bring down Burning. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive. Wait, second slide. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it. They're overdone on three. They're all dead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's the Summit 2 by G2A.com America, and we are in game number 4 with only one more to go after this. 5 best of ones today. A lot of American Dota action. Joining me by my side remotely, even though he's very much here and stiff and in person, even brought his own fancy little microphone. That's going to be Mott Dota. Mott, how you doing, my friend?
Good. Can you hear me? Hello.
Of course, I can hear you just fine. How you doing?
Excellent. I'm good.
Great.
I've been fixing my microphone, so hopefully everything is going well with that. But
Yep.
Complexity versus Root Gaming coming up, and quite the good game, I think, honestly. Root Gaming, they're 3-2 right now. You talked about how Complexity, they're sitting at 1-0. Complexity have been playing very well recently. They've, like you said, been boot camping over in Los Angeles, so they're together on the West Coast, and they'll be playing up against Root Gaming, and no surprise the Ogre pickup comes out from Root Gaming. Now, I don't know. I haven't watched Root Gaming that much recently, and they used to run this in the core role. Will they put it as support, though, or will they give it to Talera is the question.
I mean, the nice thing about the Ogre is that you can run him a little bit more flexible
10
like that.
seconds
But
remaining.
it's Root Gaming. And when they prioritize a first grab Ogre,
5
more than
seconds
likely it's going to be
remaining.
Talera grabbing it and running him in the mid lane, which has, when it first went out there, it was like sending kind of shockwaves
Dire
through us when
team
we were like
ban.
scouting it out and watching it for the first time. But as things progress, people are starting to slowly realize Ogre's kind of a big deal. And I think even in a core situation, he still offers a lot of great
Radiant
potential.
team ban.
Now, how Root Gaming like to play it is typically in the mid lane, and it's in the hands of Talera, and they like to rush the Agnum Scepter immediately. If ideally he can get a hold of the Ags, let's say by like the 15-minute mark, maybe 20 minutes pushing it, then that
10
is
seconds
huge
remaining.
burst to have early, and he can really snowball out of control, and that would open up their player Ink Dota to really bring it forward in the late
Dire
game.
team ban.
Ink Dota loves to play, we've seen him do Terrorblade. Spectre's been one of the more popular pickups. Yeah, everybody knows Ink Dota for his Meepo and even Complexity do the Meepo respect ban, but I have yet to even see him play it all through the Summit 2, including the qualifiers, and that's
10
a lot of
seconds
games,
remaining.
because he also was a part of the Science Boys before that. And
Yes.
ever since his stand-in, which
Team
I don't even know
pick.
if he's a stand, I think he's like a legit Root Gaming member now, because he's been in every game since then. But he has been playing a lot of late game core, and been doing a pretty respectable job. I mean, Root Gaming are 3-2, man, and they're a team that made it to the qualifiers, and they got a
Radiant
tough
team
challenge here in
pick.
Complexity.
Yeah, and you talk about how he plays late game. We've seen him play anti-beach before. Ink Dota, I think, is an up-and-comer, and I think he really rounds out Root Gaming's lineup. The Clockwork now coming out from Complexity. Ogre and Earthshaker for Root Gaming. They ban out the Viper, and we'll see what pick does come next here as Root Gaming. This is a quick draft ban. No reserve time even expended at all. Not that
No.
I'm complaining, but
No, they were ready to go in the lobby as
10
well. They're like, let's go.
seconds
They
remaining.
called the coin. They got their pick, and before I can even ask Complexity
5
what side they
seconds
wanted, because it was
remaining.
Root Gaming who won and took first pick, they were just like, Dire, ready, go. I'm like, oh, okay, guys, come on, take it easy, all right? I know we're behind schedule. I appreciate it, but there's no need to yell and get aggressive. But they're ready to play, man. It just goes to show that. And the AM ban, I mean, I don't know if this is just another respect ban towards Ink Dota. I know he'd played it before, but if you were respect banning, Spectre seems to be something they like to pick up more often than not, especially when they do run typically the Ogre as a point man in the mid lane. But this
Right.
could also mean, now I know they already have the Slark, but maybe it's the early counter to Moon getting a hold of the Medusa. Man, he played a ridiculous Medusa in their one and only Summit 2 game. It was unstoppable once he got that big farm. But then that leaves Slark in kind of a weird position where I guess he
Yeah.
could be played in an off lane. But I'm just casually throwing it out there because the AM ban is something that kind of keeps me questioning. But Root Gaming
Dire
move
team
on,
pick.
and they get a hold of a Visage support. So Earthshaker Visage, that means Ogre is going to be
That's
the
a
mid
core.
laner.
Yep, that's an interesting choice here. And under like maybe against any other player, I think this would be good in the Summit 2. But you're playing against Swindlemelons, who's one of the best mids I think right now. He's up and coming to be sure, and I've seen him play. He's quite good. So Tolera might have a rough time, whatever they pick for Swindle. I think the good thing about Moon also is that he has such a large hero pool. You talked about how he plays Medusa. I've seen him play Korchikiro, Drow, Nature's Prop. He plays damn everything. He probably plays the Slark this game. Complexity will pick up a Riser, Enigma. They have played this in the offlane, but more than likely it's going to be Riser. Limp's going to be on the Clockwork. Limp's Clockwork is outstanding. It's quite the hero.
Yeah.
Usually they don't pick Clockwork for him, I think, because of ping issues, because he is from Sweden. But now that he's boot camping, there's no reason not to. And he's going to find some pickoffs, I think, in this game as well. And we still have to wait and see what Swindle is going to grab. I feel like a Templar Assassin is really good for early game pressure if they want.
Yeah.
They could go like a DK for tower pressure. They have a lot of options here.
Yeah, it's funny too. It's just the way that Root Gaming like to do this. It's like they pick the Ogre early, and they're like, I don't care who you grab in the mid lane to contest it. We already are banking on him in the mid lane. Get whatever the hell you want. We're gonna put him there. It doesn't matter if you get a nice strong range. If you get something like maybe the only threat would have been the Viper, which they did ban most recent, which would give Ogre real trouble. But I mean, I don't know. Ogre mid can take any of the finest mid players and kind of take them a little bit out of their comfort zone, because it's not something you always get the pleasure of going against.
True.
So
Yeah,
we'll have to see. But they see that the Visage is picked up along with Earthshaker. They're probably expecting there's not going to be a lot of early roaming, early ganking, so they can be a little more greedy with their secondary support grab, which allows them to grab Enigma, who can just farm it out in the jungle. So we could also expect Root Gaming to do some early aggressive movement towards that jungle, try to place down some wards, so things can get heated pretty early in this game. I'm expecting a potential clash in the Dire jungle to lead things off. Now there it is, the prized Inkdota Spectre that guy was boasting about seems to be more of his signature hero lately than even a Meepo grab. So they get a hold of it. He knows how to farm it up. It's going to be more pressure, though, on Complexity to try to get a hold of this Spectre and not allow her to get to that true farming form where she could be a big nuisance.
This is going to be troublesome. They have the Slark, who's very good at ganking. And also, if Spectre decides to haunt, Slark can get away rather easily. Enigma can black hole a Spectre if she does jump in. Clockwork is really good at taking out a Spectre as well. I mean, you do have, obviously, the usage of Spectral Dagger into the trees, but Clockwork, again, he's got Hookshot.
Yep.
He could be all over the place. I think that Spectre's a good choice here because it's a hard farming hero that Ink loves to play, but I don't know. I feel like they're putting themselves in a corner. We'll see how it goes, and I'm really excited to see what Complexity pick for their last choice for Swindle, because that could be the deciding factor for this game.
You mentioned TA, a great snowball potential there to divert attention away if Moon is going to take holds of the Slark and try to farm up tremendously. Could work very nicely. Puck is still available in the pool if they need someone to be a little more elusive. The benefit from the silence and initiation could definitely be huge, just to stack on top of the Clockwork, and the Coil could set up for a good making of the Enigma Black Hole to follow. And then for the side, they actually banned the Medusa. They actually do think that a Medusa could have been a potential grab there, which is surprising. That would have been for an interesting lane setup, and that is pretty funny to me. Off lane also going to need to be grabbed though on the side of Root Gaming. The only prominent off laner left in the pool that I'm noticing is Tidehunter for big team fight impact. I guess it doesn't hurt to have that. You put him together with Earthshaker, and you got the Bash brothers, I guess you could say, being able to get in there, and additional lockdown as well with Ogre. So good burst potential there. Not good as far as amplified damage. I like it when teams pull out something like an Ancient Apparition. Elder Titan actually might be a pretty good grab. I wouldn't mind seeing an Elder Titan. Natural Order on top of this big burst would be pretty nice to have as well. So I'm curious to see. This is going to be a big round out for both teams in their fifth pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of reserve time. They did ban the Medusa. Root Gaming are just like, we don't want to deal with that. I don't know. I don't really see how. I guess you could maybe do Slarkman, Medusa, safe lane, or vice versa. And that's probably fine against an Ogre.
They're thinking about it. I'm wondering if either they're milking the clock and they already know what they want, or maybe they were banking on a Medusa here, and they have to second guess their. I mean, it will be revealed here. If they grab like a late game core, then I would imagine they were going for the Medusa. If they kind of just opt and get a hold of a mid laner, then I think that they'll just kind of keep Moon with that Slark, and then use this prominent mid laner. They're milking it, baby. 30 seconds to go. This is going to round out Complexity's second showing here, the Summit to America. This is a team that many consider to be easily in the top 4 as well.
Yeah, this is a team that I think this is probably one of the future teams of American Dota. I think they have so much individual talent, and the only real place they can go is up. They pick up the Zeus coming out now for Swindle. Not a hero I see him play too often, but This is exciting. He's very susceptible to death of Ogre Magi. I mean, Ogre could kill him quite quickly, but I mean, Zeus could also pump up the damage too. It could go both ways, you know. It's a two-way street, so.
All right, so it looks like the Zeus against the Ogre, which always it seems a bit iffy for me. I'm not convinced. Ogre can dish out pretty big damage, and we already know how thick his skin is, so he can kind of soak in the heavy nuke damage from Zeus. But Zeus does get to a point where he can't snowball. It could be huge potential for him to add a little extra global presence, put that together, and get a hold of where the Spectre is. But Wind Ranger going to be grabbed for the offlane grab on the side of Root Gaming. Let me go ahead and switch over overlays, get in the game, and ready to go. But we gave a little bit of props to Complexity, being able to go into a boot camp. They're taking this a lot seriously and are one of the favorites to secure a spot. But Root Gaming are the comeback kids. I've seen many a time they pull out games from the brink of defeat, even in the final matchup for their qualifier run. On the back of an Ink Dota Spectre, they managed to pull a game back that was for sure over. So I don't know. It's hard to say really whose rares are going to be on what here. I would guess that Complexity are going to be the slight favorites coming into this one, but you can never count out the Root Gaming squad. We are going to need a second pause right here as we go underway, and I was expecting it in the draft, especially when the Enigma was picked up. Root Gaming are already moving as a group towards that jungle. They want to get some wards down and prevent the jungle farm right there, but Complexity, they know this is going to be happening, so they also are moving as a group towards the top. We could see a very early clash.
Yeah, the thing is now, even if they try to contest this jungle, Riser can always hit bottom, I think. I don't know if they can really stop them. They do have Tubby the Fat. They also have a Visage, so I guess they have enough burst damage to bring down an Enigma if they're both bottom, assuming that this is going to be a safe tri lane, which is a pretty good assumption at this point. They don't really have anybody unless they put your boy JC up here with Tubby and then do solo safe lane Spectre, which wouldn't be a bad choice, I don't think. That's always a possibility.
That could be a possibility is your boy JC normally plays like the position 4. But they also needed that off-laner, and they did get a hold of a Wind Ranger who's a prominent off-laner. So it's really hard to say where the lanes are going to settle here. I mean, even Ink Dota is getting involved in this early potential clash, which normally you'd see maybe 4 move as a group, and they would leave their safe laner to kind of just stay on the bottom. But we'll have to find out where the lanes will reside. And I want to roll through with introductions, but we got to see what happens breaking out here. Moon Meander is at the front of the pack for his team, scouting near the top of the staircase, but here we go. We got Root Gaming moving on through, and they ping out. They see Moon, and they turn their attention up to the north. So we might not end up seeing a whole lot, but they came in here with an objective, and that's getting these wards down.
30 seconds.
You see one
battle.
sentry on the hand of Tubby, and a couple of wards here on Visage. They move on through, and they're pinging out where to place the ward here. He can't quite get it in. He gets it in there. They take out the small camp. Well, here we go. Limp moves forward. He has Cogs first. And he would love to get a hold of someone. There's the pounce. It catches on JC, but a quick fissure will stop them in their place. So a good move right there from the Earthshaker to prevent them from advancing on forward. So at the end of it, they block out what only looks like one camp. So they didn't get as much as they ideally would like, but I guess it's a prominent start and could still, slow the roll of Riser's farm just a little bit. And every little bit, I guess, counts.
So here's an interesting note. The Fissure actually broke the leash of the pounce coming out from Complexity's Moon Meander. That's a 3.5 second duration leash, and the Fissure just destroyed it. She was able to walk right away and not have to deal with it. That was very strange and not something I see too often, but I didn't know that worked that way. So Tubby the Fat throws out a Fissure, and he is going to be up at the top right now, solo, blocking, not even with a Fissure. And we'll see how this does go for Moon. Now, this could be a pretty disastrous lane. I think Moon can put on a lot of pressure here. And Z-Freak with with the magical damage can burst a lot of heroes down. So we'll see how this goes. But the more interesting matchup might be mid, too, with Swindle. So we'll see how that goes.
Into a 2-1-2 kind of a lineup here for Root, which I guess we could take this moment now as it calms a bit to lead out some introductions. On your Radiant side, it's Root Gaming, the qualifier squad who busted their way all the way on through and are now sporting a 3-2 record. It's your Tubby the Fat playing his Earthshaker. This guy's notoriously known for playing a good Timbersaw Bat Rider, but he's going to opt for the Earthshaker this go around. Nearby, it's your boy JC. He's going to be playing the Wind Ranger along the mid lane. None other than Tolera on his prized Ogre Magi mid. He gets it done time and time again. We didn't see it the last day of performance, but it's back again for the 5th day of America Gaming. Bottom, it's Lycus going to be playing the Visage. He was formerly the core carry player. He used to play a lot of Naga, one of the best Nagas you can come across in the NA scene, and also a great Invoker. But now he's playing for the support, and also that leaves Ink Dota, Meepo player, streamer. He's going to be playing your Spectre.
Yeah, and that'll leave Complexity on your dire side. Bottom lane, we will have Limp. He'll be playing your Clockwork currently. Mid lane, we're going to see Swindle Mountain's playing Zeus. Not a hero I see him play too often, but he is going to be grabbing it up. Top lane, top jungle. Riser currently playing the Enigma. He is going to counter ward. He purchased up the sentries, and he found a great spot for it as well. And that will leave Moonbander on your Slark and Z-Freak playing your Skywrath Mage.
Sure, a lot of Moonmeander fans in the house. Guy who has pretty much his own cultural following ever since his days in Heroes of Newerth. He's a top-notch player. Hasn't really found a team that could bring in a huge dominating performance at some of the big tournaments, but they're still trying to find a home and taking the game that much more seriously, going to boot camp in LA. We're expecting big things from the Han boys, they like to say. So relatively quiet at the early start of this one. Zeus is the early lead on...
Z-Freak's dead.
What?
Ooh. Z-Freak gets Fisher blocked. They're going to win for him.
So
Z-Freak
low.
should fall here. He's going to get right click, and that's going to be it. Your boy JC will grab the kill.
First
Nice
blood.
lingering right
The
click
Wind
as
Ranger
he
gets
goes
there
right
first.
through the neutral camp, and it is going to be Root Gaming who strike first here in this top lane. They take down the little Skywrath Mage. And now with the Creequilibrium under the tower, Moonbander's going to try to build back some extra CS for himself, who has a reasonable amount already, 13 and 2, not too shabby. As far as our lane goes, we do have your Clockwork here, 10 and 0. Doing a great job. He's only contesting against Ink Dota, who's at 15 and 2. Lycus moving around, grabs a hold of that bounty at the bottom, and well, action kind of ensues, and we'll keep an eye here. It's Talaire's Ogre Magi, who typically goes for the early bottle, but then tries to get a hold of that point booster relatively quickly. This is a matchup we don't get to see every day, not in pro play. Zeus versus Ogre. Ooh, it's going to be fun.
They're even, too. 17 last hits and about 1 or 2 denies. This is very close, actually. The thing is, Swindle is going to be able to get his ult rather quickly, which means that they could put pressure all over the lanes.
Yeah.
You'll have level 6 coming up from Complexity's Riser, too. He's kind of close now. And I mean, that ward stopped him from farming a bit, but really it wasn't that big of a deal. So, I mean, he's having a great jungle. Moon's missing a couple of CS in the top lane, but other than that, I mean, he's having a great lane as well. I honestly give the edge just a bit to Complexity because they have the jungling Enigma. That's really the thing that's going to push them over the edge, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be a big team fight presence that Complexity are going to be able to really bank on soon. It doesn't like Root Gaming have the intention yet of really contesting his jungle, so he's channeling his inner Zai, if you will, to build up that early bit of farm. He's already got his Soul Ring. We'll see if he goes right for the Mechanism. They're making attention here again on Skywrath Mage. They block it out nicely with the Fissure, and this could be your secondary takedown as a really Z-Freak has nowhere to go, and he gets shot down. Shot through the heart, and unfortunately Skywrath is too late, and he just ends up going down.
Yeah, that's just, again, Z-Freak getting caught out of position and twice, so he's feeding too much away, I think. I mean, he's pulling, yes, and he's making sure Moon is getting farmed, but he's giving a lot away here in this top lane, so they will rotate around. It looks like Riser's coming in from the backside. There's no ward here. Concussive shot, Moon misses his pounce. Dark Pack goes in. The Enchant Totem doing some work. Moon has to back
look who's
away. Fisher
lingering
coming
in.
in. Moon is in some trouble. They're chasing him down, but there's the Malphite. They're going to turn around. They will grab the kill on Tubby the Fat. Moon very close to going down, but he baits in a death.
Yeah,
Coming up
Tubby the
from
Fat,
Shaker.
little too bloodthirsty to try to get a hold of the precious Slark core, and they weren't banking on this Enigma to come in that soon. Normally Enigma doesn't really make his debut into the fray until he gets to at least his level 6, but it's surprising enough as they do manage to grab a kill back in this top lane. Uh-oh. Managed to grab a kill, it looks like. Clockwork takes down the support Visage and also adds pressure. Oh, the ultimate pops out. Ink Dota very low, but not low enough to fall. And it looks like Limp, who's waiting out for a rocket. It's only level 1, however, so Ink Dota will be able to heal up and shouldn't be able
he's
to
fine.
be taken out.
Yeah, he's fine. That was very close. That ultimate, though, almost grabbing a kill there. Meanwhile, Windranger, he actually got the kill on the Windranger, your boy JC, with that Zeus ult, I believe.
Oh, man.
So, I don't know where he died, but I was watching bottom, man. So,
Same. So your boy JC goes down. They end up losing both on the top lane, so 2 for 2 in the top lane. And Skywrath falls twice, and now 1 of each on the side of Root Gaming. They're going to plant themselves here, scout out the 6-minute rune. Tubby the Fat sees the invis. That leaves the bounty on the bottom for Swindle Mullins to quickly bottle and take use of as he prominence himself back towards the mid lane. Talera got over 1K, getting that much closer to the early point booster. He's level 7 now, and he went with the 4 levels in Ignite, and it's always a constant debate as far as which is the prominent grab here on Ogre, and I've done my reading on it, and it just seems very split down the middle. Some people are like, oh, you got to get up Ignite. It's more guaranteed damage. And others are like, the potential of Fire Blast is just so much better. And one person would be like, well, I'm a top 100 Ogre, and the other person's like, oh, I'm a top 50 Ogre. So It's really hard to say. It seems to be like to each their own as far as flavor. Obviously, the position he plays in, what he contributes to the fight, and who he's against could change everything. But it looks like Talera's going to go with 4 levels in the Ignite and 2 in Firepower.
Top lane, your boy getting hookshot in an Ancient Seal. They haunt it up. They kill the illusions quickly. Not a great fight from Root Gaming, and great rotation from Limp to get the kill with hookshot. Limp is. I've seen Limp take over games as this Clockwork before, and he might be in for another good one here. He might have the Juju running.
Definitely making it work for now, and he's going to get a lot more assistance as the game progresses. Z-Freak, who had a struggling start, he's actually near level 6 now, so imagine the hookshot cogs into a Mystic Flare. That gets ugly real quick, no matter who you get a hold of, so they're going to be able to benefit from that synergy soon enough as it is.
Tower is under
Meanwhile,
attack.
back on mid lane, Swindlemelon's got his Arcanes. He's also got 800 gold ready to go, 7, while Talera's also about right on par with him, near level 8 as well. He's at 40 and 5 CS, while Swindle's at 30 and 6, so relatively even as things progress. Ink Dota, who's trying to be the dark horse for his Root Gaming squad to pull it out later
Dire's
down the
bottom
road. He's
tower
36
is
and
under
6,
attack.
and he has his urn. If he has the opportunity, he will go with the early Sacred Relic if possible, but if necessary, he can always pull out the drums.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting okay farm right now. Oh, wow. I did not see that.
Yeah, he just gets taken down top lane. It doesn't take a whole lot. Not even the black hole invested or anything. Just a swift move and no pounce or anything. He just kind of goes down. It makes it hard for a grab. But here goes Talera. Sees Swindle, clubs it home once, and
Rise was
doesn't
trying
look
to
to
bait
pursue.
this.
Oh, he's in trouble. He
Talera's
gets
dead.
silenced up. Black hole's available if needed, but I don't think it will be. But there's a... that's not going to latch on anything, unfortunately. Swindle moves onto a big killing spree right now, taking down Talera in the mid lane, and Complexity, after losing 2 kills there at the top, have pulled it right back, 6-2. Now the new score, and that puts both Swindle and Moon right at the top of the net worth.
Yeah, they are leading by 3,000 in net worth as you check the graph, and then 4,000 in experience. So, and now they're giving Moon free farm top lane. This is just Ink might be having a good time, but Limp is going on bottom. Lycus is getting caught out. And there's going to be no soul assumption. Limp blows up that poor Visage. He can't even get towards level 6. Limp also has
Doesn't
regen
stop. Top
running.
lane Moon pounces right on your boy JC. He's forced to pull out the wind run. And Talera also shows up. They get the Fire Blast. No multi for him. Power shot. And now he's going to pull out the ultimate, and he ends up taking down your boy JC. Can they at least get redemption here? He has no more mana to pull out the pounce just yet. He has enough for one Dark Pack, but they'll be able to get it. And it's Ink Dota who benefits from that kill. Spends his first haunt of the game to get it done, but a nice grab takes down the other core.
Yeah, that haunt actually, I think, really helps at Ink Dota. They needed that. If Moon gets away from there scot-free, they're giving too much gold away to him. He did buy before he died, but still, at the same time, at least Ink gets something going. Meanwhile, ult going in, Swindle, Tubby getting low, multicast, Malphite's going into Talera. There will be the Arc Lightning coming through, but they cannot grab a kill on either. Swindle getting very low to the Ignite. He'll have to back away, but so difficult to gank. Even just Swindlemelons, I mean, they're having a tough time killing anybody, let alone
Yeah,
the
he was
Zeus
trying
mid.
to quickly burst down the Earthshaker and was hoping that the ultimate would be enough to have a good follow-up, but not this time. As, Clock scouts out the bottom, is going to send the rocket towards the top. It is going to be picked up from him, a haste rune. Now taken up from Limp, and he wants to put it to use as he migrates towards this mid lane, and this Wind Ranger could be in big trouble if caught out. Hell, even
Radiant's
Talera
top
here,
tower
as
is under attack.
they're potentially throwing out the early harassment. They opt to pull
Radiant
back
structures
instead.
are
Clockwork has been
fortified.
missing from bottom, so that could be communicated through the Root Gaming side. As far as to play it a little extra cautious, even pinging out the side where he could be, and he
Radiant's
briefly was.
top tower
Top
has
tier 1
fallen.
ends up going down. That's your first structure takedown of the game in the hands of Complexity, and Moon Meander in particular benefiting from it. Now his 1k gold on his Slark has a nice early start.
This is Moon is in a really good spot. I think he'll go for a Blink Dagger. You could see him go for maybe a drum, first and foremost. Wow.
If you blinked,
Limp just,
you
I mean, I
missed
can't
bottom.
even
Once
keep
again,
up
Limp
with
has
him,
been
man.
just a nuisance to this Visage, who really hasn't gotten anything going for himself. Gets caught out again.
Riser has enough for a blink, by the way. Top lane, though, they're going to pounce on your boy JC. Mystic Flare, Ancient Seal. Pounces up in 10 seconds for Moon. He does pop up the Shadow Jet. It's going to be a Dark Pact as well. Big ult coming in. Moon gets the double. Easily done.
Still
They
not
don't
done.
need
Bottom lane, they're looking to make a go. Riser, no mana for
low.
Black Hole. Might be in trouble, but
getting
Limp's
earned.
here. Oh, man, he ends up taking down the Enigma at the end of that one. Talera moves on through. They would love to get a hold of him. Does he have a second Fire Blast? He doesn't. Needs 6 seconds before it'll be up and available again. And they end up taking down the Enigma only at the end of that one. And they lose their Earthshaker there at the top with the benefit of Swindlemelons contributing with that ultimate, man. The global is very much real, and he brings down the heaven.
Ink is going to single-handedly keep this game alive for Root. He has 2.8k gold in the bank, and a lot of that comes from kills. The 2 kills that he's gotten has given him so much gold. It's actually just ridiculous. And that's the only reason why I think Root Gaming are going to be okay, because this guy's going to get an early Radiance. But Tubby getting caught out. He's going to die.
Man.
Aggressive shot,
Yep.
Arcane Bolt.
Oh, the wand.
Ooh, nice stick charge.
That wand saves him. He shuffles back. Swindle's got 30 seconds before he can try to finish him off with
Talera,
an ultimate.
hook
But
shot.
oh man, over on the bottom, Limp still doing him work. Catches up Talera. It's a big beefy ochre, but he can't handle these 3. And he ends up going down. Mega kill for Limp's Clockwork right now, putting in huge work early, which is quite a surprise. Whoa! Pounce is going to miss right there as the wind run. JC quickly jumps under him. And it's a step back. But man, oh man, Clockwork normally starting to come online at about this point and trying to get some good initiations. He's already at 5-0. Impressive work coming out from him.
I've talked about it. This guy can take over a game. I mean, he is so damn good. I believe he's the brother of Chessie as well. So Dota run, well, rather, I mean, MOBAs run in the family for Complexity and for Alliances, Limp and Chessie.
Yeah.
Ink getting caught out potentially by Limp. He doesn't have hook, though. So actually, Ink is smart. He knows when something is amiss. He'll back away. He doesn't want his ratings timing being pushed back a couple more minutes by just having him die consistently and continually. But we'll see if that does happen.
They
Moon's
ping
nearby.
through. Yeah, the familiars are going to scout
Maybe the
out.
Flare.
Yeah,
Oh.
there might be action top and bottom. Enigma's going to get caught out. There's the Haunt. It allows Ink to
Radiant's
get away
middle
from any
tower
engagement
is
on the
under
bottom and
attack.
go right for top where they get a hold of Riser. Wow, that was very convenient for Root Gaming. They leave the potential gank coming their way at the bottom, and they get a quick kill on that Enigma in the top. And that allows Ink Dota to easily secure his Sacred Relic here after this bit of farm. And something they will desperately need, as it's been a relatively struggling early game right now for Root Gaming.
They've got to. This is going to be so frustrating for Complexity to have such good fights, but then just give so much gold away to a Spectre. I mean, this Spectre can take hold of this game very quickly, and probably will. So Complexity have to rein it in. They can't keep losing heroes. I mean, Riser's alone.
They're going to do a
There's no
big fight
reason for him
here.
to be there.
Familiars, though, are going to scout out. They're going to see Limp. Limp was banking on a good hook shot jump in, followed up with a Mystic Flare and Moon Meander to kind of clean everything up, but they get scouted out. Visage has been caught out many a time, but these birds are helping out a bit on that bit of map awareness, and he's been pretty good about not feeding him up thus far. Talera grabs up,
Oh, like
Zeus grabs out the top, but now they're making moves. Lycans does get quickly caught out just as I give him a little bit of praise for his familiar work, but can benefit with those birds even from the grave for now. As they circle around the back end looking to catch out anyone else, but they're not. Oh, he's really hungry for something. He tries to put use to that blink, but your boy JC is already back into the base.
Now, they will give room top, though, so Ink is getting closer and closer to his Radiance. His Relic is done now, so it's going to be about 16 minutes at the latest, I'd say. Probably about 15. Let's be bottom, hook shot in, misses on Tubby. There's the battery still going in. He doesn't want to catch creeps, and he's going to catch him.
Oh,
This is
gets
the problem.
pushed
Limp
out.
Can't get this kill. Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten that, I don't think, anyways, even with the battery still up, because
gotta
the
get out.
creeps were...
He can't
What is
get out.
actually...
Oh my goodness. Oh, there's
Oh,
Moon.
goodbye, Tubby.
Conveniently comes in and cleans up that sweet kill. Precious support for Moon.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
Tubby's going for the core build. He has max enchant totem. He's getting Aftershock now, and he'll build towards... Uh-oh, mid lane.
Yeah,
Your boy
they're making it go on
JC.
JC.
Yeah, bam.
Malphus helps in lockdown, and they get a sweet little kill with the Mystic Flare. Riser is yet to really expend a black hole, at least not from what I've seen. As he's found not necessary yet. It hasn't seen that Root Gaming are really fighting as a group. They'll probably reserve that black
Dire's
hole
top
for
tower is
later
under
on
attack.
when team engagements are going to be more of abundance.
I mean,
Radiant's bottom
I
tower
think at
is
some
under
point
attack.
you're going to have to black hole and make sure Ink dies. Ink is just... Ink is Ink is public enemy #1 here for Complexity. They have
Yeah.
to find some way to take him down. Talera is babysitting him. I mean, Complexity have just this massive net worth lead that's maybe not going to amount to anything. I mean, yeah, you have Moon farming up very well, but I don't know. At some point, the Spectre's going to start doing work, and he's
Yeah.
going to get a drum though from Moon at least. So at least there's another item coming in, and Moon is doing work though. That's the thing. He's 4-1-3. Swindle has done a nice job with his ultimate. Looks like he's going for a BKB. Maybe he already has a 4-staff. He has an Ogre Club, so
Could be an Agnus.
true.
Who knows? But that
Dire's
will be
middle
to no
tower
avail
is under
once
attack.
Root Gaming find a place to build up some farm and they can get their own BKBs. That Zeus doesn't quite become as much of a problem. Oh, Fire Blast, it's a multi. He eats the damage, but of course with the pack, he's able to get rid of any sort of stun and just keeps moving on through. Talera can get scary too, man. He's got 2 components, 3 components actually of his Agnum Scepter. Now, Ogre is pretty mana dependent. The Agnum certainly does help, but uh-oh, they jump on in. They're going to get a hold of the Cogs. And the burst coming in from Swindle Melons, plus the Mystic Flare. He eats a lot of it, but not going to be able to live past. And they turn their sights towards they take down Lycus as well, and they also want to get your boy JC. They can't quite get a hold of him, but they take down two
Radiant's
prominently
top
right there.
tower is
Complexity
under attack.
continue to just hold their lead in this mid game, and that continues to build up more and more pressure on Ink Dota's Spectre to try to pull it back.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I mean,
attack.
Hank has got so much pressure on him right now to just try to take this game late. And he's just probably telling his team, guys, stop fading. Please, just stop dying. That's all I'm asking you. Please. And it's just really rough because at this point, I mean, you have so many ganking heroes coming out.
Oh, they're hunting for Ink.
This could
Moon
be
blinks
big.
in, does
Oh,
miss the
wow.
pounce, unfortunately. Pops his own dagger, considers making it go instead on Moon, but Moon is going to TP right on out once it misses. And there's the Radiance now going to be complete. You didn't have to use a Haunt or anything for that one. So your supports here, though, on the side of Complexity, things get a bit hairy for him. Your Skywrath Mage with only 1 armor and near 800 life is going to be eating a lot of damage from that Haunt. Once the burn starts kicking on in, he's going to need some cooling lubricant to really avoid the extra damage that could be coming his way. And that's what Root need to kick a big comeback. That and Talera finishing out his Agnums could help with a heavy bit of burst. Uh-oh. Speaking of which, though, he gets caught out again. Moon Meander pounces on him, but he's a big boy. You're going to need more than just the one little Sark to get it done. Steps back, throws out the Ignite. Latch does not catch, unfortunately, there on Moon, and he just hops to the high ground. But it looks like Ink not going to converge with that Haunt. But big damage, and they do finish him off. That's a small bounty right there. Dominating streak picked up there from Talera. That's not what you want, because now he's about to have his Agnums. Speaking of which, also an Agnum's going to be grabbed on Limp in his Clockwork, but Ogre Ag's also complete.
Yeah, Moon plays aggressively sometimes, and that's just one of those instances where he gets caught out.
Oh, Lycus can't get away. They see him with the rocket. Damn. He is just not happy with this Limp Clockwork. He gets caught out every time, and Limp just has his number. Takes him down one
Radiant's
more time
bottom
in this
tower
bottom
is
lane, and
under
now they
attack.
can push it on this tier 1.
Dire's
Glyph is
top
up.
tower
Gotta
is
use
under
it. They don't use it. You gotta get a
Radiant's
ticket,
bottom
Root.
tower
It's Glyph or
has
ticket
fallen.
season, and, well, they get a free tier 1 on the bottom.
Well,
Dire's top tower
nice little
is
kill
under
coming in.
attack.
Limp has his Aghanim Scepter, so every 12 seconds, if he wants to, he can just hit his R button and kill somebody. That's what it feels like at this point. Limp has 6-0-4,
Dire's
10 of the
top tower
kills,
is
10
under
of the
attack.
18 kills he's been involved in. He is having a great game. Moon cannot solo Talera. Just about every other hero he can solo at this point. He needs more damage before he can actually grab the kill on the Ogre. He needs like a Scotty. He needs something to work with here, and I imagine he'll go Scotty next. He already has his drums. He has his treads. He's got his blink. But
Swindle moves down. Gonna see Tubby. Tubby's in big trouble. He's been saving to try to get this Blink Dagger, and it's gonna be taken away from him again. That much longer now. He's been putting his sole investments, his whole offshore account and his grandma's inheritance into trying to get a hold of this damn Blink Dagger, and now he has to wait that much longer. Tubby's not having his best game for this one, unfortunately, being 1-5. Top lane Talera, caught out by Moon. Might be able to turn back and at least get a Fire Blast
bottom.
off as his ult ends. Turns it back. It's not going to be a multi. Does the Ignite, and he ultimately will go down. Gets the multi there at the end, but not going to be enough. Moon very low, however. Oh, no, the Courier! Oh, ho, ho. Very, very close right there. He almost wanted to get a hold of that one. Eats a bit of extra damage from those familiars, but Moon gets away.
they killed. Well, they're actually looking for Lakes again. Moon actually blinks it or leaps into the trees, but they killed Ink down bottom. That is the biggest thing. They jumped in, they hookshot it, and they blew him up. So, unfortunately, Ink goes down. He's down for 22 seconds. They are finding kills all over the damn map. And this time, the biggest target, Ink, finally goes down.
Radiant's bottom tower
He's
is
trying to
under
get to his
attack.
phase boots, and he's going to have them at the very least, but at the cost of a death. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's still pretty weak. I mean, this is a Spectre who has nothing else. I mean, finally gets the phase now, but nothing else besides a Radiance. So still pretty flimsy as it is. Just trying to get a hold of that Radiance sooner than later to really amp up that farm so that he can build up the extra bit of life and sustain to really bring it at home. And there we go. Finally. Grandma, I got my Blink Dagger. Stubby the Fat gets a hold of it and will be able to benefit from the big Blink and Slam dunk, though that dunk is only level 1. He's going to really need it. Because you got big team fight potential also coming on Complexity. Yet to see the Black Hole used, but he does have the mechanism, and he's also building towards a pipe here. A big utility Enigma on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, the utility Enigma is huge, and at this point in time, I mean, they have everything going for them. They're going to look for a fight mid. Watch Limp. He's looking for somebody. Hook shot. Maybe he goes here. Your boy JC getting caught out. And that they catch him with the cogs. There's the haunt in. Moon in trouble. The blink in. And Chant Totem. Moon's getting low. He's about to fall. And they will grab the kill with the Echo Slam. Here comes Ryzer, though. Midnight Pulse. He's got Black Hole. Fire Blast goes in. He's got no mana. But the big ult coming in. That'll be from Swindle. The Arc coming in. Triple kill for Swindle. 4 dead. Maybe going to be a 5th here as Tolera is about to fall. Arc Lightning will grab the kill. 5 down from Root Gaming all day. In Complexity with a huge team fight. Limp and Swindle going to work yet again.
And that was without being able to get off a black hole or anything. So big prominent fight. Solera was there to dish out the big damage on his Ogre, but proved to be a bit too complex for them from the Complexity squad as they were able to kind of juke and jive around and 5 all the proper pickoffs. It's just Root Gaming outside of Ogre are just pretty flimsy as a group and can't really get a whole lot done after they expend everything. They're just risking being caught out, and unfortunately, I can't help but feel like this Wind Ranger grab is just not really amounting to as much as you'd hope for. It's always the question when you go a support kind of Wind Ranger is you only have really one kind of stun to fall back on, the Shackle Shot. But, I mean, maybe I missed something, but I haven't seen a whole lot of Shackle Shots really latch on this one. The targets seem to be pretty hard here to grab on the side of Complexity, and maybe you bank that you should have gone for something a little more prominent as a more reliable stun. You know, you got your Lion still in the pool, and I don't know, man. It's just, hopefully there's a point where they can look to bring it back. But for now, except from a little bit of wave clearing with your power shot and can try to jump around with a wind run, but not seeing a whole lot as far as Shackle Shot goes.
Oh, God. Hook shot into Ink. He will try to get out. Ancient Seal comes a bit too late, unfortunately. Tubby jumps in. He's going to take some damage here. Left has his hook shot up in 1 second. He's going to try to look for a line. And they do get the kill on Ink. Hook shot in. Limp finds yet another one. He's got a monster kill. You grab the Skywrath Mage. Limp getting caught out. Taking a lot of damage. Pops the blade mail, mind you. Meanwhile, everyone else is around the map. He does throw up a rocket before he dies, but he will fall. But the bigger target, Ink, falling yet again. That's the big deal. And Moon's going to take top tower probably as well.
Huge grab. Huge grab. They take down Ink once more. Ever since he got his Radiance, he hasn't really been able to put it to strong use farming or getting kills. He's been caught out multiple times now. And that's your Clockwork, man. With that Agnum Scepter, he's just the initiation king in this game and really setting everything up. The follow-up hasn't even been fully utilized on Complexity. Still no black hole. I want my hole. Can't find it yet. Skywrath Mage is there with the Mystic Flare.
Lycus got the kill on the Clockwork, so he did get an extra bit of gold going his way.
Yes.
Because he had not died before, so I'm not sure. I think he got at least like 800 or something. Maybe not that much. I'm not sure. But he got up to 1,200 with that kill. So at least he's going to get something, maybe a point booster. Just anything. God. Root needs something going their way.
They need hoods.
They do smoke up.
You see one hood on Lycus. I wouldn't mind a casual hood on some more of these players, you know, just so they don't eat the huge magic outburst coming from Swindle Melons. And he did indeed get that Agnums. He's had it for a little while now, but level 3 ult and Agnums. That is huge, huge damage. Moves on through Lycus. Oh, they could quickly take down Lycus right here. There's the ult going to work. Quickly blows him up. And man, oh man. Big work. I wanted to see how much damage it does to everyone else, but they were smoked up, so they didn't quite eat the ultimate. Meanwhile, top lane, it's Moon trying to get a hold of Ink. Ink gets hit by the cogs right there. A rocket's going to catch. He's desperate to try to get away from this one. JC moves in, does get the latch this time with the trees right there. Locks him in his place, gives him a little power shot on the way out, and Moon will go ahead and go with the Pounce and TP way out. Meanwhile, up and above, they're making it go on Limp once more. The Big Bag Ogre, he's got serious gambling problems right now as he dishes out some huge bursts with the multis. And they take down Limp.
All right. I see you. I see you, Root Gaming. Ink stays alive. Complexity lose their big core and their Clockwork, but all this happening while Raz was trying to pressure bottom. His pipe is now done. He's trying to get Treads next. 1,300 gold in the bank. He still has yet to use a black hole. Maybe someday we'll see it. Moon is going for a Scotty. He has one ultimate orb. He's about to get another. And then he's still got his point booster and Orb of Venom to go, it looks like. I imagine that's what he'll pick up anyways. And they're going to look for bottom. Ink Dota has no idea he's about to die, it looks like.
Oh, boy. Ah, there's my hold right on your face. Mystic Flare follow-up, and that's all she wrote. Spectre down. Polaris shows up, but he's a little late. Tries to get out some Ignite, but he's got already low mana. Tubby jumps in. Goes out the fissure. He's going to pop the Echo button. He will. Catches. Very nice. Ryzer pretty low right now. Power shot not going to catch him, but the multi will. They end up cleaning him out, but it's still a 2-for-1. Complexity lose their Enigma, but they gain the kill there on Ink Dota, make it well worth it. They're still on the hunt, though. They want to get a hold of Z-Freak here if possible, but I don't think they can quite pursue. Oh, big
ultimate.
ultimate, easy kill and cleanup right there for Moon Meander, finishing out Lycus, and Complexity want more as they get the re-engagement. Limp jumps in, grabs on Moon, but allows him to get right into the fray right there. Your boy JC should fall momentarily. Can't even take out Z-Freak in the meantime. Up to the north, you see Moon on the hunt. He wants Ogre Blood, pounces on him, latches him in place. And Solera, unfortunately, doesn't have much more mana to work with, so he's just running to his inevitable death. I'll take this DD. Nope, sorry, deny even that, buddy. Moon jumps in, takes the DD, and cleans them up with it. And now, considering a perfect segue into the Roche pit if they want with that DD,
Radiant
is
structures
Complexity.
are fortified.
Moon looks at Limp. He's like, "Hey, come help me do Roche." And Limp just walks away. He's like, "No, we're not doing that right now. Farm up the next item." And Limp was just, he hooked twice to Moon in that fight. So Limp was just like, "Hey, man, listen, thanks for helping me out here." And Limp is just having one heck of a game. They do deny the top tower in the meantime. But Root have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. That Radiance has done nothing for Spectre. He has yet to get over 1,000 gold with the Radiance now done. He can't farm anything. This is the game plan for Complexity. Ultimate from Zeus. Limp jumps in with the hook shot. You cannot stay safe, Inkdota. It's impossible.
Huge lead right now for Complexity over the 15k gold mark to their advantage. Considered opening up on Roche, but they're going to wait a bit. Don't want to commit too much just yet. And Root really need to start considering what plan B might be. And Inkdota still trying to make a big investment since his Radiance after he got a hold of those phase boots. It's been pretty much to no avail. He's only level 15. He's being out-leveled even by Complexity's mid laner, Swindle Melons, who's now 18. And Moon being 18 as well. It's pretty rough. Bottom lane, though, they get a nice jump, and they're going to try to get a hold of Ryzen. Here comes Lynn, jumps on through with that hook shot. Swindle Melons' ultimate pops on through, and they pop the pipe there on the Enigma. And they can't quite finish off anyone yet. Ink gets involved right now, wants to get a hold of the Enigma, does get a hold of the Enigma. Limp moves back, has his power hook shot, puts it on through. Moon wants familiars here, looking to clean it on up. Z-Freak from behind finishes off the Visage, but now they want him. And no multi going to be there on the back end, but the power shot will secure it. But a godlike streak now coming out as he cleans out the rest of the supports here on the side. Inkdota had also fallen, only Tolera to live. Complexity are just not letting up any of these team fights. And looking at the recap, it's a 4-for-2 at the end of it.
This is, it's 20,000 net worth lead now for Complexity and a 20,000 experience lead. And at some point, you have to wonder what Root are going to do. I don't know if they can do anything. They're not getting any farm. Tolera's getting caught mid. The Pounce is going to come in. Multicast does go on Moon. He's got Pounce up in 2. Dark Pact is going to fly. Tolera getting chased down. They do have some familiars coming in. Multicast, the player does finish him off, though. Snipes him. Kill secures his Limp as he shoots the rocket from about the bottom lane and then backs away. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, if you're not getting farm and you're fighting on Root Gaming, I mean, you've pretty much resigned yourself to the fact that you've lost this game. So they have to find something, and a fight is not it. A fight is not what they need to find.
Certainly not. Net worth now quickly pushing towards that 20k mark, and Root Gaming starting to grasp at straws, unfortunately, what the next bank is going to be. After dying multiple times, Ink is now sporting 5 and 5. He might manage to snag a support, but he's handing over way too much in some of these engagements, and Complexity are just taking full advantage of it. They have a proper team fight with great initiation on the back of Limp, and it's just looking so good. And Moon is not even the king of net worth. It's Swindle Melons on the Zeus. And without BKBs really coming in at all on the side of Root Gaming, Swindle can just open up and just continue to be a big nuisance with that magic damage. You see a couple of the Ogre clubs starting to form here. Tubby the Fat, Tolera, both got theirs. Inkdota not looking to get his just yet because, you know, with Dispersion, you can't always get a BKB. You want that damage to come in so you can reflect it right back. So he just needs some sort of meat. And it looks like coming his way is just a Yasha for now. So a little more damage and mobility, but still, he can be just as easily bursted down as the rest of his team. And it might happen again. They're already congregating towards the bottom.
Swindle has a refresh orb, by the way.
Oh, boy, and Limp is in Viz. Hi, how you doing? Hook shot to the back, and that's it. That's all it takes. Not even a whole lot. And also, man, oh man, the familiar falls. Moon looks to clean on out. JC does get the TP away. They can't quite get a hold of him. Mystic Flare going to be expended for that one. Unfortunately, though, your boy JC was already gone. Complexity, though, take down the prized Inkdota Spectre. And confident as ever, they'll just kind of move themselves, it looks like, towards the Roche pit and get a hold of an Aegis on their side.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't taken down these last 2-2s yet. I mean, they could have easily taken them down off the back end of these fights, but they don't really have tower siege potential other than, obviously, Riser. Everyone else is kind of bursty damage and team fight potential, but, I mean, at this point, Ink is just getting targeted so often that nothing is really going their way. I mean, you talked about him not building towards BKB, building a Yasha. If that's the case, then you saw what's going to happen in almost every team fight. Swindle's going to ult twice. Limp's going to jump with the hook shot. Riser doesn't even have to use his ultimate, nor does Z-Freak. So, I mean, they're just finding kills all over the damn place. They're going to take Roshan. Slark's going to grab it. He's got 3k gold in the bank. He already has his Scotty. He already has his Blink Dagger. What's his next item? Who knows? Basher,
Man.
maybe? Abyssal Blade?
If you were looking at just the net worth of the heroes, you'd think I had it like on the wrong order. It's top 4 all belonging to Complexity. Ink Dota right there in the middle on your Spectre, not the place you want to be. Rocket catches out here Tolero on the top lane as he looks to make a retreat, but hasty to come in is going to be Moon, who has had Ogre's number for a while now, jumps on in, pulls out the TP, and should be able to make his way out. Nice little clinch grab right there. The TP allows him to get away and not hand over any unnecessary deaths, especially into the pocket of Moon.
All right, well, there's one BKB. That's good. That's a good start. Now, what can they do with that is the question, because it's 32 minutes in, and they only have 15 kills to the 40 of Complexity. So,
and you have to consider they still have a black hole, which goes right through that BKB. He's not banking on either going for the initiation. That's all on Clockwork, so he could just kind of follow up, and if he gets a hold of his own BKB on this Enigma, that's an easy hold.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting it really soon. He's going to have it within another couple of minutes or so, and that's just another item that's just going to keep going towards Complexity's victory here. I mean, it certainly looks like it's going to be a win for them, but they if they could throw this potentially, I mean, Yasha on Ink, actually the courier did die, so he doesn't have that yet. He's actually stuck in the trees. Okay, he does get forced out. That was hilarious, but man, nothing could go right now for Root Gaming, unfortunately. And Complexity with the Aegis, once they maybe finish up a Basher on Moon, they probably go, or they just go right now, I suppose.
They have great aggressive wards down to see the intel. Whoa, hook shot, probably not the target they want, but they still get a hold of someone. They're moving on through now. Haunt's going to be expended, but looking to switch on in is going to be your Enigma. Might have the opportunity to drop a big hole if he'd like, but firing right back from the high ground is your Visage. They get a hold of this Enigma. They get one multi. They get another multi 3-4 times. They take down that Enigma before he can get the ultimate off, but it's Moon looking to clean house. Takes down your boy JC. They take down Swindle as well. Huge bounty for them right there. Tubby almost getting zoned back and will ultimately fall there to the Skywrath Mage. Talera, his BKB about to expire, desperate for multis. Even the negative earn to come out, but Ink Dota now in trouble. Pound's not going to catch the mark, but he's still on the hunt for this one. Gets it 2 times. Can they finish off Moon? He does not have 3 seconds till after the secondary fire blast. Oh, he can't get it off the last second. Moon lives with 30 life. He gets the other with the blink up to the north. Oh, man, what a player. Cleans them both out in the end. Just so elusive on this pesky little Slark. They take 4 down all day for the 2 on the side of Complexity.
That was the best fight I've seen Root take in the past 20 or so minutes, and they still couldn't win. Moonmeander got solo. He had an Aegis, though. He was fine the entire time. Black Hole was canceled immediately. They only used one of the Zeus ultimates. The Refresher just came off cooldown when he died, so he couldn't get the second one off. Now he'll have 2 whenever he wants to use it. Moon picks up a Butterfly. I mean, at this point now, they still don't take the tier 2 tower mid. I mean, they get all those kills. They just cannot get the objectives done. This game is going on probably a lot longer than it should, but at least Complexity seem to be enjoying themselves. For Root Gaming, they're getting some much-needed practice. They need to find a way to win a team fight with some echo, something. Give them anything just to win a team fight, and maybe they can get back into this, but they are so far behind.
So close, though. And that fire blast was just in mid-animation.
Radiant's
And he
middle
just
tower
goes
is
down
under
before he get it
attack.
off, and Moon would have been dead for sure. Jumping on through, though, once they get a hold of JC. Latch flies out, not going to catch. Rocket moves in as well. This Clockwork,
Radiant's middle tower
they do manage to
has
finally take
fallen.
down that tier 2 tower, but Clockwork with this now Reaver pickup looking to, I would imagine, build forward into its a heart. He's going to be that much more confident, trapezing himself into the fray and locking whoever they can. And there it is, heart now complete. They move on back and through Enigma. Really wants to get a hold of his BKB. You saw last fight, he couldn't even really get a big one off. With Love to be able to benefit from that extra bit of magic immunity. Uh-oh, Swindle. Aye, you doing like it's trying to go with big burst. He pulls out the ultimate. Second one will get the job done. And you can even see across the map the damage that's been done to everyone else. JC was brought down to half-life easily. Even the big Ogre was. Oh, and he wants to finish what they started with that one. Can he take him down before the TP? He can. Moon Meander, unstoppable as he cleans down Mr. McGee. Grabs another.
Unbelievable. They are just running train right now, and Complexity don't look to stop anytime soon. Blink now done coming up from Swindle Melons. Swindle has, we haven't really talked a lot about him. I mean, you see Moon and Limp, they're the ones on the front lines, but Swindle is 11-1-16. He has had one heck of a game. In fact, this entire Complexity squad has had a fantastic game, but they're looking to take this final outer tower, and Root are just trying to defend.
JC. He's about to get flanked real hard. He's going to run right through Moon. Oh, the hook misses. Dancing around him, ring around the Rosie, around the Slark, but he ultimately does get pounced trying to dodge it. Does get forced. Over the fissure. Oh, but he ultimately should be right-click down here. Gets one last power shot off, but it's not going to do a whole lot of nothing. As now with 2 down, Complexity just turned their attention towards this tier 2. Quickly clean it out. And it looks like they'll just press on forward. Talera's going to be back in 10 seconds on his Ogre. He's been the big burst damage of this team so far. Earthshaker waiting in the wings, has his level 2 fissure, or sorry, level 2 Echo Slam ready to go. And a big ultimate could do good. The pipe is already down, so they won't have that. But it's Moonmeander leading out the front. Looks like the Aegis is not going to be around much longer. And got one open socket to work with for now, and, well, they're not going to commit too much. They decide to instead double back. Maybe they'll wait for the next Roche to come up, play it extra safe, and not going to commit to the high ground.
Yeah, so they're going to back away. They can't take the high ground yet. A 38-minute game. This game's going 40 minutes. And we have a 30K lead yet. Nope, 25K for Complexity. 30K experience, though, so there's that. Moon has another 3.6 gold in the bank. Roshan is not up for another at least minute or so. Dagon level 1 on Z-Freak. Anything else of importance to talk about? Not that I can see. Ink still has no farm whatsoever. In fact, he has actually in midway in terms of net worth, but it's not enough. He needs more. He is going to get his Manta soon at the very least. Maybe that's an item that does a little bit. There is the BKB now, though, for Moon. Oh, boy.
Yep. The mana would help against the Ancient Seals who maybe gets caught in the back end of the silence, but it's Root Gaming who need to desperately pull out something. There's one. Ignite. Secondary pulls out a nice 3-4 times. Whoa! See you later, bird. Get blown the hell up. And your boy JC is going to pick up the kill, but look who it is. It's Limp, jumps in, bounces back to Talera. Talera now going to get caught in a fight he doesn't want. Gets 4-step forward, pulls out his BKB, but they're on the retreat right now. Zinc is trying to right-click it home, but that Clockwork, very, very tanky boy right now. You see one ultimate coming in, and from behind, here comes the rest of Complexity, avenging their 2 fallen comrades as the Clockwork does fall. And Ink gets caught out, same with JC with a nice black hole. And they take them both down. Very nice grab. That BKB secures a full duration black hole. And Tubby the Fat is forced to retreat without even pulling out his Echo Slam. And all the meanwhile, Swindle had only contributed globally with his ultimate. And he's just pushing out this top lane with that Arc Lightning.
Not the best tower pusher, but they'll send Moonmeander over. Talera's on the front lines now. He stays alive. Great black hole, like you talked about the BKB. You saw Tubby was there looking for a Fissure to throw on and try to cancel that black hole, but he couldn't do it. And I mean, at this point now, that's just even when they get something going their way, they don't get enough. They did get Limp. It's a very tough target to kill, but not enough.
They expend a lot for it and don't get much out of it as they lose their Spectre again.
Regeneration.
And she is able to finish out her Manta style before going down. This leaves her in a bit of a situation where she's still just constantly a step behind everyone for the most part, with the exception of Skywrath Mage, even behind the Enigma as far as net worth. And not a place you want to be if you're trying to be the lone hope of your Root Gaming squad. The ball is just very much in Complexity's court. It's their game to lose, and I'm sure they're feeling confident as ever. As Ink does come back, completes out his Manta, gets a hold of it. And Riser with that BKB, Pipe 40 on hand, 1,900 gold. Might consider even going for Boots of Travel, maybe a Blink Dagger at this point, getting rid of that Soul Ring. Wouldn't be too shabby. And we'll see where he invested from here.
You know, at this point, despite Complexity having such a wide lead, they just can't take any towers. That's the really unfortunate thing for Complexity. They just can't finish this game, which does allow Root to get back in this game somewhat. I mean, as much as they can get back in a game when they're down 25k net worth. Ink Dota has a Manta. I mean, that's at least something. But it's really just for Complexity to just try to find a way for them up into the base. And that's not easy to do. You're pushing into a lot of... I mean, into an Earthshaker is difficult enough. Into Haunt, into Bloodlust, into Talera, whatever he's got in his, tank. Into Birds from Lycus, who now has an Aghanim Scepter. So there is a lot to deal with here. But Complexity, if they get a team wipe, that's how they go into the high ground. And now that there are no tier 2 towers left in the map, if they get a team wipe, it's probably going to be at that point, I think, GG. Unless it's outside of the base, in which case they might still be able to win, or at least push them back.
There's the Link Dagger going to be grabbed on Enigma, so now he has a bit of his own to get in there and get that proper ultimate. That and BKB, man. Any opportunity that Root Gamer are clustered together is an opportunity for him to just kind of bring it home. And Moon Meander with his butterfly proves to be that much harder if any of Root
Dire's
Gaming
middle
want to try to
tower
right-click
is
him
under
down. It's
attack.
not like they have an MKB on the horizon anytime soon. It would take a big swinging team fight, inheriting all that big bounty for them to be able to invest in something like that. As it looks like it's going to be split push gaming right now, though, for Complexity. But, whew, swift return back. Riser not going to get caught out from the 4-step forward of Talera. Not even close enough for the Ignite to catch. They'll just kind of push it on back here. And still, Swindle Melons has been camping himself in this top lane, pushing on through. Knows he can contribute already with that ultimate. He's got 2 of them locked and loaded for any potential team fight to come on out.
Double damage.
Moon takes up a double damage rune. He was waiting for Roshan. He finds it. And he's going to put his drum on the courier, hook shot in onto the birds. They want to take these down. He has a double damage. Ult's going to go in. They want to make sure that there's nobody around, and they wanted to get vision. But we might see a Visage Bird deny an Aegis. Who knows? We'll see.
Bottom
Oh, that
tower
would be
is
fun.
under attack.
I don't think
they're
that'll
going
be
for
the
the
case.
tower.
Bird pulls back. Limp is faking out even with the hook shot.
Roshan
Does catch
has
the bird.
fallen to the dire.
Bird goes down. Doesn't go down to the tower, though. Oh, money for Moon. Grabs one of them.
He has, did he just remake those?
The last
No,
one he
doesn't have
did.
those. Okay, well he has no more. He has no more Visage Birds now for another 100 seconds. So, okay.
Oh, I thought he
mean,
denied the last one and remaking new ones, but you're right.
Maybe
I
I'm
don't see any
wrong.
anywhere.
I don't see them.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Birdless Visage has already been picked apart for the most of the game, being 2-11 is not a place you want to be in, and he's
No.
he's a sad bird right now.
They have 11 deaths on your boy JC as well, and 10 for Tubby. So, rough game. BKB now done for Swindle. They've got everything, man. It's time. They've got the Aegis. You've got a Basher. You could wait for an Abyssal
Yep.
potentially.
Yep.
He actually doesn't even have the Basher. He doesn't have room for it.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't ask for a better situation here. Tubby jumps forward, tries to slow them down with the fissure, then he'll park himself back, I would imagine, and hope for a prominent Echo Slam jam. Try to make the big tide turner. But it looks like just a bit of a Duke and Jai play coming out from Complexity before they commit a whole lot, while Swindle adds pressure in the mid lane as well. Quickly zapping down anything he can with the Arc Lightning. It's a Complexity here. If they win this fight, might as well just call a game. At that point, he moves on in. He's confident as ever. Doesn't need to expend a whole lot. Link, BKB, only catches Wind Ranger, though. Not the biggest black hole you kind of want, but the Haunt's going to be popped right now. Swindlemelon's popped his own BKB. He's going way behind the tower. Brings everything home, but they can't finish anyone off quite yet. Root Gaming still standing relatively strong, but as I say that, Talera on the low ground should fall right here. Has buyback available. We'll probably need to use it. He does pull it on out. Ink Dota barely alive. Puts himself back into the fountain to heal on up. Your tier 3 about to fall. Tubby does go down. His ult not going to be enough to take anyone else out. Skyrath is the only one to fall for so far for Complexity. With tier 3 down, they're going to look to open up on this set of racks. Ink Dota right in there eating huge damage, however. Trying to go for the Clockwork. Or trying to go for the Zeus, but it's not going to be nearly enough. Moon just pushes him back. Your buyback also comes out from Ink and Earthshaker. This is their last hurrah right now. Ooh, 4 times. No multi on the second one. Oh! This is still his Aegis life, and they can't even take down Moon. Pressing forward. Oh, the multi. Doesn't matter. They finally take him down. Their first life going to be used. But how much did they had to spend out just to even take down one?
They bought back on, I think, everyone with the exception of, this is the only one that didn't buy back there. Actually, your boy JC also. But their respawn times are so low that it doesn't matter anyways. So they take a tier 3 tower. They can't even take a set of racks. However, big fight. Complexity don't use any buybacks there, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they did. Yeah,
Nope.
a couple of them died, I think. But for the most part, that's about as you expected with that fight. Moon picks up his Abyssal Blade now that his Aegis is gone. So, yeah.
I imagine that they just kind of regroup and make another go, especially while all the buybacks are down this time. I'd feel pretty confident. They did lose Moon at the back end of that one. All the work that had to go into it. And now with the big ultimates down, Earthshaker's ult actually going to be back up in about 18 seconds. Haunt as well, almost up. But look at this. They're going for a big play here.
Yeah, the smoke comes out. They know that they're all smoked up because they just ulted there.
Yeah.
That was really well played from Sudal. I think they might have had an observer ward maybe
And
or
no
something.
one was hit.
Yeah, so they know.
Double damage.
So now Complexity just back up, or I don't even know if they need to back up at this point. They're so far. They have a 40K net worth lead.
Oh boy, Moon's got a DD here. He's gonna run right into trouble, and he quickly blinks
Boy.
away the second he sees your boy JC, and he just pounces right to the low ground. So any opportunity for them to get a hold of that precious Slark is now gone. And this smoke gank is gonna be coming to nothing here for Root. And yeah, wow, 40K plus, biggest net
It's a
worth lead I've seen
veil.
in quite a while.
There's a veil on the Enigma, because why the hell not? I guess for Riser. So
Well, that
Yeah.
helps with Zeus as well. Man, oh man. And it goes through any BKB. It will persist on through.
one
That's
bird
big.
taken down. He actually took 2 birds down, and Visage doesn't have his ult for another 58 seconds. He just made those after he lost them again in that bottom lane. Ank might get caught. There are some illusions nearby. He actually meant it, so that will allow him to have vision of the other squad. Ink is going to just go ahead and try to get out. He's trying to get to a hard. He has a Vitality Booster. The slowest progression for a Spectre I've seen in some time, but that's not really his fault. It's been a rough game for him. And Moon continues to farm. He's going to take maybe that. Nope, the bird stays alive. Bottom is just trying. They're trying to chip away and take this tier 1 tower. That's how desperate they are. They're trying to use the Visage Burst to take the tier 1 tower.
I've only
Bottom.
taken one tier 1 tower
Yeah,
this game.
yep.
Oof. That is rough. A lot of gold out there on the field to take, but they can't even get a hold of it. They work so hard to even just get the one. And here comes Complexity down the mid lane, knowing that most of those buybacks are still not available.
As if I wasn't
Want to look
slippery enough.
put a lid on this game while Root Gaming are pressing towards the top, it looks like. Man, oh man. Here's your one
Yep,
TP.
Link.
Talera's going to step on out. Ink can stay, though, obviously with the benefit of Haunt. We'll be able to move on in now
Radiant's middle tower is under
if needed.
attack.
But imagine this is going to be the last hurrah. No second life for anyone here on Root Gaming. At least no one prominent. Nope, no one at all. So,
Dire's top
man,
tower
oh man.
has fallen.
Ink Dota does get that tier 2 tower top.
That's some
there's your
farm going
Blizzard.
their way. Fisher goes in. Lip is looking to engage. They want to push him up to the high ground. He's got the heart, so it's okay if he can take some of the damage here. And they want these siege creeps to go down. My God, can they just get a set of racks? They're trying so hard. And Root are just defending.
Man, that's a
for
4
their
times
lives
ignite,
right
4
now.
times
Is
multi.
under attack.
Fire Blast. Limp gets pushed forward, but he just jumps right back with that hook shot. Lexi are second guessing
ring
making
rights.
it go. They still have the BKB Black Hole available here. Last time he only
Dire's
caught the
top
one
tower is under
Wind
attack.
Ranger. Root Gaming have pretty nice positioning here, nice and spread, with Tubby down to the south.
Look at Ink. Ink is doing more than they are doing on Complexity side. That's
Yeah, he's in
actually
the
just
base, about to
absurd.
take down a tier 3.
He is going to take down a tier 3. You have to go if you're Complexity now.
Oh, wow,
my,
nice
they get
latch
that.
right there.
Top tower has fallen.
Ink is actually
Dire's top
raxing them
barracks
right
are
now.
under attack.
Ink's actually just raxing them. And Moon doesn't have a TP
Oh, wow,
scroll.
I look away a second, though. They do manage to
Radiant
take down one Rax
structures
here on the
are
bottom,
fortified.
but they might get locked down. The Birds
Dire's
Moon
top
into place.
barracks has fallen.
with the shackle shot, and now they're looking to open on up. BKB moves Swindlemelon all the way up through. They quickly clean out the Wind Ranger, who does have a buyback, jumping up and above, using the refresher, secondary ultimate, and more nuke damage, while it looks like Ink Dota finally going to make a retreat back into base. They do finish out Lycus there on the Visage, and Enigma yet to even use this black hole, probably reserving it for when Ink Dota makes his appearance, but after they clean out the bottom, they take out the tier 3 here in mid.
BKB for Moon, they want to end this now. They want at least another set of racks here. They traded Raxes, though, which is unbelievable to me. Moon's going to pounce away. They are actually going to get nothing out of this, really, in comparison. I mean, that is not, unless they, okay, there's a Black Hole in Ink. Riser does not BKB, though. He doesn't have it. There's the Haunt going in. Moon's going to try to fight now as well. Everyone's getting low. Haunt's actually wrecking some of these heroes, but the Abyssal comes in, and Ink will not have buyback if he falls in. He does. He's down for 111 seconds. Talera getting right-clicked down now by Moon and Limp. Jumping in is going to be Riser. There's the Lightning Strike. Echo Slam comes in, does some damage, but not nearly enough. And Lix does respawn. Tubby gets brought low. He'll fall. He has no buyback. Olympus' usage of the ultimate coming out. The hook shot does not connect, but okay. Now Complexity are looking to finish this off.
They wanted to make sure they get towards the
Radiant's middle
50k net
barracks
worth
has
lead, I guess,
fallen.
before they could probably get the job done. But that's it. That's had enough. Ink Dota calls it. And Root Gaming are going to fall here to Complexity. We look really, really
Radiant's top
strong.
tower is under
Take a
attack.
bit of their time before they can
Radiant's top
finally take
tower.
the final
Dire
blow.
victory.
As it looked like a small window of opportunity there for Root Gaming to make a comeback. I mean, imagine if the game was just that much closer from the start and it wasn't a 40k gold lead, but maybe only a 10k gold lead. There could have been potential there for Root to make a comeback, but that's only ifs, big ifs. but obviously not going to get it done. Root Gaming fall. Complexity move now to 2-0 here in the Summit.
A silly game. That's all I got to say, man. Just a silly, silly, silly game. Congratulations to Complexity. Really well played. And we're going to move on to our last game of the night.
Woo!
All right, we made it. We did it.
We're about to take it home. It was 5 best of ones, and we're about to move on to number 5. And they've left the last one to be the sneaky Nyx Assassins taking on Not Today. This is actually going to be a pretty good matchup right now. Not Today, also a favorite to take a top 4 spot, and sneaky Nyx Assassins as well. A prominent team here as we look to round it out here. The Summit 2 by G2A.com America, day number 5, gets ready to come to a close. We'll be back after a small musical break. If you like what you heard, I'm Carl Guy. Catch me over on Twitter, Carl Guy. That stiff gentleman next to me, that's Mott. Catch him over on his Twitter, @MottDota. We'll be back in just a moment.